Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. Cindy here from CLB Craft Creations, and today is our 3D project that I mentioned earlier. It is the box to go with the set of cards that I made. So if you missed that video, I will link it in the description box below on how to make the cards. And then the box holds 4 cards and envelopes. Actually, there's plenty of room in there. You could actually probably put even more in there. Or you could certainly have cards that are embellished a little thicker so that it would fit. But it's a 3/4 inch box. So plenty of room. So let's go ahead and get started. It is I'm going to be throwing out a lot of measurements to you. So I want to make sure that we don't go too much over, and we can get everything done. Now I'm going to start out with a piece of Very Vanilla. This box used the new Watermelon Wonder. I love this paper, and it coordinates with the Designer Series paper that I've used basically all week, which is the Pretty Petals Designer Series paper stack. So I love that paper. So I'm going to use Very Vanilla for this one. And I've already gone ahead and cut down my paper. Your paper size is going to be 8 by 11. So you're just going to take off a 1/2 inch. Now it's going to get a little tricky, so I would recommend using your trimmer to do the scoring, because it's about measuring certain places. So I'm not giving you specific score marks. I'm just we're going to go through it together. So that may sound confusing, but let's get started, and then hopefully it'll make sense. Now, the first score we're going to do is we're going to do it at a 1/2 inch. We're making the top of the box, which has got the fold flap. So we're going to score that over here on the 1/2 inch mark. Okay, and now I'm going to move this over all the way over to the right side, which is going to be 1 1/4. If it's easier for you to flip it and do it on the other side, feel free. But that's going to give you then your 3/4 inch width. Okay, now we're going to turn it to the left. So now we've got the top of our scores at the top, or our scores are at the top of the board now. And I'm going to take this side and I'm going to score that at a 1/2. So over here at the 1/2. Okay, now I'm going to flip it to the left again, and I'm going to score it at 3/4. So again, we're moving over here on this 3/4 inch. Okay, now I'm going to turn it again, so we're going counterclockwise, and I'm going to score again at 3/4. Okay, so that's the basic perimeter of the box. Okay, so now we're going to turn it again so that the top of our box is at the top. Okay, and what I want you to do is I want you to take this 3/4 inch score mark that you made over here, and I want you to line that up with 4 1/2. Now it's probably hard to see on mine, but when you're doing this it'll be easier and you'll be able to see it just fine. So you want to make sure that that score mark is lined up with the 4 1/2. Because papers are not always cut exactly the same, that's why I'm going based on the score marks and not the outside images. That way you get the right size box. Because otherwise I would tell you to score it at 5 1/4. But it's not really exactly at 5 1/4. I'm rambling. So score mark at 4 1/2. Okay, and we're going to score that. Now we're going to take this score mark and we're going to move that over to your 3/4 inch mark right here. Okay, that's going to give us our 3/4 inch width. Okay, and that is actually all the scoring. We're done. So we've got our 2 sides, and now we're going to do some cutting. So you can put your trimmer away, your scoring tool away, and I'd recommend some long scissors. We're going to cut out here. Here, I'll go ahead and mark these so you can see them, and you can, if you want, pause the video. We're going to get rid of this piece. We are getting rid of this piece, this piece, this piece, this piece, here, and here. Okay? And then of course we're just going to cut our marks there. But these are the pieces that we're going to get rid of. Okay, so you're getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces. And hopefully you can see that and it's not too bright. Okay, so go ahead and cut these out now. I like to notch certain pieces, so I'm going to angle this one. This is my piece that's going to actually seal the side of the box. I'm going to do the same thing with this one over here. So on your shorter, your 1/2 inch piece, you're going to notch that just to give it a nicer finish. Now, I'm going to take this and I'm just going to cut all the way over and up. So I'm going to get rid of that first score, and then I'm going all the way down to the middle score. Okay, and then I can just come up from the top here and down. And then we're going to cut out this tiny little piece here. And then we're going to take this score down all the way down to the second score line. And then we'll cut out this piece. And again, this one goes all the way down. Okay, so then you have flaps. Okay, and you've got all these flaps. Now, I'm going to go in and I'm just going to kind of clean up the edges here and notch so that they fold nicer. And I'm going to notch just this top piece. If you have the Project Life corner rounder, I would recommend actually doing that up here. I don't, and I had my corner chomper. We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper, but it doesn't give a nice clean image. So I'm just going to angle those edges, which you can do as well. Like I said, if you have the corner rounder, you can use that. And I'll notch that tab. Same thing with this one. And this is kind of just the basic box construction at this point. I'm just going to give this one a little trim. Oh, I guess I didn't need to do that one. Okay, so that's basically your box. Now we just need to reinforce all of these score marks so that they're nice and crisp, because obviously when you're making a box you want all of your score marks to be nice and tight. Just makes for a cleaner finish. So you're going to do that to all your score marks. And then your little lip here. And one other thing that you want to do before you actually assemble is, I have on my box, I have just a little thumb hole to make it easier to pull those out. So you don't have to do that if you don't want to. I just think it makes it a little easier so that you're not destroying the box. So I'm just going to eyeball this in the center. I don't eyeball so well. It's a little off, but it's a homemade box. The fact that we actually made a box is pretty impressive. Okay, now putting it together. I'm going to run, you need something strong, so you can either use the tear and tape adhesive. If you still have sticky strip, you can use sticky strip. I'm using Fast Fuse. I love this stuff. One strip will do. I'm folding over so that I've got a nice flat surface, and then I'm bringing over my side piece. So then it makes your basic box construction. Okay, now look where your seam is. That's, you always want all of your seams and your folds to kind of go in the same direction. So I'm going to tuck those pieces in, tuck that, and then I'm going to put one strip of Fast Fuse, and then I'm just going to line up the edges and seal that down. Okay, and there is our box construction. So then this would just go, fits right in there. Okay, now to decorate it. I'm going to use a piece of the Pretty Petals Designer Series paper stack, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. Our box measurement, actually, so let me give you that. Our box measurement is 4 1/2 by 6. So 4 1/2 by 6, which fits the standard A2 size cards in it. So then this is just 1/4 inch smaller, so it gives it an 1/8 inch border. And I'm going to, let's go ahead and put, this is a piece of Watermelon Wonder, and I have this cut at 1 inch by 4 1/4, and we're just going to layer that right on top. The right side here. Okay, and I'm just going to center it, kind of eyeball center. Do my best to eyeball center it. Okay, and then I'm just going to attach this to the box. Make sure you got your box going, because obviously the pattern's going up and down. I want to make sure that I put it on the box correctly. Okay, and then just line that up so we have equal edges. Alright, and now for our stamping, I have just another piece of Very Vanilla, and I'm going to use the Watermelon Wonder, and I'm using the flower from the Crazy About You stamp set. And I'm going to be using this flower and the coordinating punch. So we'll just get that inked up. And these are brand new ink pads, so they are really, really wet. So what I found is that you don't really need to do it more than, you just need to kind of push it down once. You don't need to, hopefully I didn't move that around on the paper. You don't need to tap, tap, tap just yet, because it, like I said, it's really, really wet. Okay, now I'm going to take the coordinating punch, and I'm just going to go ahead and punch that out. Hopefully I got myself at the right angle here, I can do it. Which I don't think I did. Okay. Note to self, make sure that when you're doing this, that you've got it going in the right direction so that you can get in there and get it punched. I don't know, I normally pay attention to that. That, and we're just going to pop that up on a dimensional. Bring back in our project here. Center that on our little strip, and then I'm going to put one of the medium size rhinestones right in the center. So there is our fun little envelope, or not envelope, our card box. There's the original, and it does hold, it holds more than 4. I currently have 4, but 4 cards and envelopes with room for more. So I hope that you'll give this a try. Hopefully the measurements didn't throw you too much. If you're having any trouble with those measurements, feel free to email me, and I'd be more than happy to send you a template if that's easier. But hopefully you liked today's project. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. And subscribe to my channel so you get updates whenever I post new videos. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. Thanks, guys.